Sports.
And welcome to the second game of our doubleheader here on SimWorld High School Hoops, the second game of the semifinals of the National Championship. Miami and Southeast with an opportunity to face Pacific Northwest in the title game. I am Marsh, joined by Rick Blaze for game 2. Rick, welcome
yes, sir.
to Houston.
Hey, man, I'm glad to be here, Marsh. Hometown is going down. I'm glad I'm calling the second game because the first game, you know, my nephew was doing his thing, man. I was way too excited to be calling. I was being way too biased. So shout out to PNW, DJ Charles, Dame Jr., and Cody Johnson, and the rest of the PNW squad for a great victory. See you guys at the chip.
As DJ Childs and Cody Johnson carried their team past a talented Chicago squad to be in the championship game, and both Miami and Southeast Select looking to join them. Miami wins the opening tip, but a steal of Trey Turner on the board.
There we go.
Southeast is on top.
Hey, let me tell you something. Trey Turner is going to be the key for Southeast in this game. Where he goes, so does the team. But Southeast also has a stifling defense. We'll see.
Trey Turner and, of course, Quincy Henderson, who is the 43rd ranked recruit, 2 of 3, and another steal headed in the opposite direction. Up and in, a talented shot making there from Lee Armstead. And it's quickly after 2 turnovers from Miami, a 4-0 Southeast lead.
Didn't I mention Southeast's defense?
You might.
Oh, they sure they sure are coming to play early.
Well, they'll need to be playing throughout this, as Miami offers one of the more athletic and quick backcourts in the country in Jeremiah Minor and Dominic Bianca. Though it's the other side of Southeast and their guard duo of Armstead and, of course, the aforementioned Trey Turner doing early damage to a 6-0 Southeast lead.
Yeah. Southeast is known for defense. Miami is known for getting up and run. We saw it in the last game against New York. Their guards were faster than New York's. Look, is that another turnover? Oh, my. Let me be quiet. There's too much going on.
A third steal and a third make off of that. And just like that, it's an 8-0 run in the first minute and a half. And the swarming Southeast defense is causing havoc for Miami.
Coach Chad Smith needs a timeout, I think. You don't want to get this out of, you don't want to get this goal to the defense Southeast plays is not going to allow you to go on too many runs to battle that. You're going to need a good set play. They didn't get one. Southeast is running again.
Minor his second, or the second miss of the game, Miami, but it doesn't matter. An offensive board, I believe that was Quincy Henderson.
Timeout, coach.
And that will be a timeout from head coach Chad Smith, as Damon Brad Lee and Southeast have ripped off a 10-0 run to begin things, and before Miami even knows it, you can see the energy level vastly different, Rick, between each side.
Hey, Southeast came out like gangbusters, and Miami came out looking a little flat. I don't know what they was thinking. The winner of this game is going to the championship. You don't have time to be flat. You need to come out with the energy. Now they find themselves down 10 points really quickly in the game.
Indeed they do. We're just over 2 minutes into the game. Not even 3 minutes. 2 shot attempts for Miami. 3 turnovers. And those are the 5 possessions that have ended up in 6 attempts for Southeast, as they had the second chance opportunity on the last possession down. And we were going to talk about the guard play from Miami, trying to slow down the guard play of Southeast and that type of intriguing matchup. But at this point, it's been purely about, and it has been the guards, but the defense on both sides of the ball, not the offense.
Yeah, Miami has to you have to limit your turnovers against a team like Southeast. They're already very good defensively. Do not give them any extra points. Now it's interesting to see what Miami's going to draw up their first offensive possession coming out of this timeout.
Arian Banks, the inbound pass. And the quick feed and a quick slam. And that's going to be the first bucket of the game, courtesy of Rizzo Davis Wrights, the second. And Miami has their first basket, but it's Trey Turner wide open.
Here we go. Trey Day. Trey Day
has made 19 21 three-point attempts, and now 20 of 22. Actually, correct my math, 20 of 23 from deep here in the national tournament. He has been the definition of unconscious these last 3 games, and the mid-ranger won't fall for Miami, and things could get dangerous. It's Turner again. He's made
That man
8
is
in a row now.
I don't know, Marsh. I don't know what Miami's defensive strategy is this game, but if it ain't to double team Trey Turner, they might lose. Look, oh my man,
Another steal.
right now.
Turner has a dunk. He's got, I believe, if my math serves me correctly, 10 points, pair of lay-ins and a pair of triples. And Trey Turner, who made the case with a statement win and another turnover ahead of the other bench.
Oh my God! What? Marsh, I'm trying to figure out what it is. It apple? Is it cherry? What turnovers are they? What kind of flavor turnovers are they making? It's coming in bunches.
They are making plenty of them. Mike, I like that. I have never heard that one before. I'm a big fan of that one, Rick.
Thank you, Marsh. I try.
As the drive from Bianco won't fall, it's actually out of bounds, and it's Southeast ball. My goodness, a shot attempt from Bianco that looked like it got blocked and still managed to go off him, and things are going. We are not even halfway through the first quarter, and things are going from bad to worse for this Chad Smith-led Miami squad.
Man.
We have, I think, now 5 turnovers. Trey Turner has 10 points. Miami has, I think, maybe 4 shot attempts in this game.
I thought they only had 2. I don't even know if they had 4 yet. That was Trey Turner again.
Trey Turner deep 2 won't
he's
fall.
human. He is human.
Keeps his pristine 3-point percentage intact. And it's Dominic Bianco can't make the bucket inside, and it's again headed the other way. It's Quincy Henderson. Up to Turner. Turner, the tough lay-in won't fall. Rebound, Bianco head the other way.
I'm expecting him. I'm surprised now when he doesn't make a shot. He's been making so far everything he's put up.
Strong take from Brian Ponder off the bench. The Coconut Creek native has the second basket for Miami, an 18-4 game there.
That is a funny name to me.
What's that? Brian
Coconut,
Ponder?
Coconut Creek. Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
It's just, it's just weird.
Well, I will say one thing. That's the miss here from Henderson. Rebound headed the other way. Coconut Creek is not, it doesn't quite sound, it sounds a lot more exotic than it is as you take inside from Brian Ponder, Dominic Ponder, I apologize, making that basket. It's 18-6. It's not quite, it sounds like it'd be some tropical paradise.
Yeah,
I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not. Timeout for Southeast as Miami has made 2 quick baskets and stopping any type of run before it can begin. Rick, I would have said what's the key for each team to win this game. I think we're already seeing that play out. What's been most surprising to you 5 minutes into this basketball game, and it looks like we already might have, now we've got a lot of time to go, but
yeah.
Ugly.
I mean, the most surprising Southeast jumping on like a pack of hyenas right now to start the game. I mean, it was just like, they got ganged, they got jumped in. They got gang initiated in coming out the gate.
We'll keep that one for our PG crowd.
Gang, 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 gang.
It just means a tough day, is what that means. a just rock solid start. Miami's, I think it's 5 or 6 turnovers already in this game.
Yes.
They just don't see, it seems as if every pass they make, it's either directly to a Southeast opponent or Southeast is swarming them on the ball.
Or somebody's getting paid. Because the way these turnovers, I mean, they have more turnovers right now than they have shot attempts. And Miami looks so good against New York. They're looking so bad right now against Southeast. If Southeast can make a team that just played New York like that look this bad, then this is going to be a heck of a game for the championship, assuming Southeast holds on to this game on next week.
We obviously have 3 quarters plus a little bit here to play, but the initial appearance has not been one of a competitive Miami squad as they cannot get the rebound to go for Southeast. Another turnover. This one right into the back of a defender on that pass. Now it's Southeast with a chance to get to 20. They will not on that, but a flagrant foul, one called on Bam Wallace.
Wow.
Will send, who is that, to the line. I believe that's Joemo Graham will head to the line. It is.
Oh, big man.
A flagrant foul of 1. That's 2 shots and possession for Southeast. Rick, Miami falling apart emotionally.
Yeah, and more important than that, I'm scared for Ben Wallace. You don't want to do that to Joe Mo Graham. You don't want a flagrant foul. He's not the guy you want a flagrant foul at all. So if you Ben Wallace, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it go into your vehicle on the bus tonight because Joe Mo might be looking for you.
I have to apologize. Bam Wallace is whenever Miami plays, it's Braden Wallace, but the Miami Bam Adebayo connection runs.
Oh yeah, and Bam Wallace is from Charlotte. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yes.
I am.
I will take the apology on that one. Braden Wallace, the little used Orlando native off the bench, called for the flagrant foul, but Southeast unable to capitalize on a 4-point possession. But it does not seem to matter as Miami just a circus shot by Braden Wallace on the other end. And it is still a 14-point game, and Miami just looks out of sorts on the offensive end.
Yeah, I don't know this Miami team. This definitely was not the Miami team that showed up in New York. Matter of fact, the next time we get a timeout, Marsh, I want to look at the turnovers and who the turnovers are by. Because if this is one person or 2 people got all these turnovers, then hey, that's another conversation.
The rebound from Gabe Harper there, getting the start for Miami, and a slick move by Lamont Randall inside. And if Miami's going to make a comeback, as Dominic Bianco and Jeremiah Minor have just been unapparent or unappeared, they will need guys like Lamont Randall and Gabe Harper to make some big baskets for this team if they're going to make a comeback.
Yeah, and I say this: if you're Miami and you need help from a guy named Lamont to help you out, you're probably in trouble.
The block there from Gabe Harper swats away Joemo Graham. I'm going to stick away from any negative connotations on a man's name. A miss regardless.
Both teams are getting sloppy right now, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, after a blistering start from Southeast, they have not offensively appeared to be in any sort of rhythm. As the miss there from Randall.
Good move.
Up
Good
inside
drive.
and falls. Back to 14. That's Terrell Pearson on the take. Starkville, Mississippi, averaging 8 points a game. A very valuable backup guard behind the two-headed monster of Trey Turner and Lee Armstead for Coach Lee.
Yeah, I mean, the good news for Miami is not much good news, but the good news is you couldn't have played no worse than what you're playing this first quarter. I mean, I guess there's nowhere to go but up from here, but you couldn't have played no worse than this first quarter.
Big question will be, can they dig out of a massive hole? A 3 at the buzzer won't fall, and that will do it after a 18-2 start from Southeast. Miami looks to correct things down 22-8 after a sloppy first quarter with a chance at a national championship game appearance on the line. Welcome back to Houston. A entertaining, if nothing else, first quarter between Southeast and Miami. Southeast ripped off an 18-2 start. They forced 6 turnovers. They lead 22-8 after the first 8 minutes. Trey Turner leading the way with 10 points, a pair of triples. This is coming off last game he went 6 for 6. Game before that, I believe, was a 6 for 8 performance. Game before that was 7 of 8. He has been red hot. No signs of slowing down. A couple of are stealing there as well for Trey Turner. Has he been the most surprising player for you, Rick, as Von rushing?
Not surprising. I mean, he's elevated his game through this whole tournament. Each game he's elevated a little bit more. Now I'm maybe surprised by his ceiling that he's reached, but Trey Day is what I'm calling him now. Is showing that he's the man. And he's only a junior, so next year you can just imagine what he's going to be like.
A 3 from Kenny Twyman. We're back to 11, and suddenly this game doesn't feel so lopsided if it gets under 10 points here.
I don't know what game you watch.
Slam, and it's back to 13.
I don't know what game you watching, Marsh. I'm out of control. He's out of control. This whole damn team is out of control right now.
It's a 13-point advantage for Southeast. Twyman can't get that to go, and Miami will need to string together much better possessions than the ones they've put out there. And they're doing this right now with neither Dominic Bianco or Jeremiah Minor on the floor. You can make the case, though, no Minor is a positive. 3 turnovers in that first quarter and 0 of 2 shooting from the 12th ranked player in the class of 2022, Jeremiah Minor.
Yeah, earlier, Mark, you mentioned Bam's name. I think they might need to get him come suit up.
Kenny Twyman, a slick move.
Oh, that's a nice scoop, baby. Them 2 scoops from Kellogg's.
You're seeing right there the shot differential. Not 7 more possessions for Southeast in an 11-point game in which neither team is shooting the lights out of the building.
Woo!
Although Southeast threatening to begin to do so as they improve now to 14 of 27 and up and over that 50% mark, and that'll lead to a Chad Smith timeout as Miami trying desperately to right the ship after a disastrous start. It's been more shocking to you, Rick.
I don't know.
Or Jeremiah Minor. But go ahead with what you were.
Miami's team as a whole just come out so lethargic. I tell Chad Smith to put the paella down. It's time to get some winning basketball going right now, because right now they're getting smoked out the gym. I'm just shocked that Miami just came out flat-footed, you know. And we're going to see. They have to get some stops defensively. Something has to give. You can't have a bad offensive possessions and still give up buckets on the other end. That's the recipe for losing, and that's the recipe that's what they're currently cooking up right now.
Well, Miami certainly looks disorganized, if nothing else, on the offensive side of the ball. They haven't gotten into many sets. All their possessions feel rushed. It feels like a pick and roll immediately into a shot. A lack of ball movement and organization appears to have plagued them as Dominic Bianco re-enters the game for Miami.
That's a good shot.
Operating inside is Rodrigo Falls. He won't get that to fall, and now it's Lee Armstead for deep. That won't fall either.
Offensive rebound. And a putback.
Another offensive board for Southeast. I don't have the number on hand, but I believe that's 4 or 5 that they've pulled in, resulting in 4 to 6 second chance opportunities. They haven't been perfect on those second chances, though they're certainly dominant on the glass.
Right, and again, Southeast is one of those teams you don't want to dig yourself a big hole because their specialty is actually defense. So they can make it difficult for you to try to come back. Being down double digits to Southeast is really not a good thing. It's never a good thing, especially with Trey Turner shooting the way he's been shooting tonight.
That is his first missed 3 in his last 9 attempts. He's now 2 of 3 after a 6 for 6 night. By the way he's shooting it, though, that may be his only miss of the night, and he's got it out of the way here in the first half.
Agreed.
To Harper.
Now we're going to see from Miami who's going to step up and be that scoring person that they need on the offensive end, because they're scoring like once every 4 possessions. That's not going to cut it. Good block.
See, Henderson can't get that to go. Von Rushing, rather, on the other end, a dominant defensive force for Southeast, as he was impactful on that one, and almost another turnover for Miami.
When I see Von Wersham play, I refrain from using the words dominant, just because he's he's JaVale McGee-ish. But
He's 2.2 blocks. He's disruptive. Can you use that word?
Yeah, yes, you can use disruptive. I have a lot of adjectives I can use for him. Disruptive will be one of them, though. Disruptive, goofy. I can keep going with it. I'll stop right those two.
Well, the triple from Bianco and then a lack of a defensive accountability leads to a wide open mid-range, or rather floater, I guess you could call it, for Southeast, and lead back to 13. If this gets to, let's call it an 8-point game at the half, would you be shocked, or is that possible?
It's not possible. No, I tried. Yeah,
all right,
I tried.
Jeremiah might have taken that one to go, and you may very well be right.
I really paused because I really tried to think logically. Is it possible?
I saw that.
But I can't lie. It's not possible. They can't even make a layup. They can't make a layup.
Not made life easy on themselves, and now it's a corner three pocket in and out.
Yeah, I got to give a lot of credit to Southeast. They're making this Miami team look like they don't even deserve to be here right now. You got to give credit to Southeast for that.
The arguments to say they don't, as Jeremiah Minor can't get another step-back three. That's a second straight possession. He has appeared to have an opportunity in the lane that he has passed up in favor of a much more difficult step-back three with a defender in his face.
Yeah, you know who's really upset right now? Coach Ballardi. He's looking at this game and saying, I can't believe this is the team that beat us. This can't be the same guy. This can't be the same guy.
To go. Rico Falls operating.
They may not get 25 points before halftime.
Well, they bury that mid-ranger. Rodrigo Falls as the shot clock neared its completion. Back to a 13-point game. They just might want 6 points to prove you wrong.
I hope they prove it. That's right.
Rick, as we're taking this quick break, get your thoughts and feedback on the first game of our doubleheader, Chicago falling to Pacific Northwest. I know you've always been a DJ Childs fan, and rather than hear you lament on and on about yet another one of the proclamations you made from the beginning of the year, what was most surprising to you about the Chicago side of the ball? And that
well, you know, Drake played well. Chicago played well. As a team, they played really well. I just think they ran into the two hottest combo, two-piece spicy players in SimWorld right now, and that's DJ and CJ. They're playing really good basketball. The others are playing really well for them. I think that combination of those two guys, I think they're the hottest duo right now in the tournament. That's left in the tournament. They've been the hottest duo since the tournament started. So a lot of time with basketball is about momentum and gelling at the right time and peaking at the right time, and I think those two guys happened to peak at the right time, and it's a buzzsaw. And Chicago, as well as they played, just couldn't overcome those two guys and what they brought to the table.
Chicago certainly had no answer for Cody Johnson. I think it was that 11-0 run that spanned an 8-0 run to end the first. We get an 8-second violation. We talked about that with Byron in the first game.
All right.
And we very rarely see it. Miami draws
Miami with some D. All right.
We get another look at this Quincy Henderson block. But yes, the 8-second violation, and now Miami an opportunity to cut it to 11, or dare I say 10-point game.
Yeah, and I think, just really quick, I don't think we give Quincy Henderson enough credit. He does all these winning plays. He does it all with Timberlands on. Like no other player in SimWorld can do that.
Dominic Bianco, a wild shot there, won't fall. So much for an opportunity, and here is Henderson with the great Tim, or the tan Tims. Can't get that to fall.
It was holding them down. They're heavy. Those Tims are really heavy.
It's always a problem. Some people think that's a good one. As the attempt from Ponder won't fall either, and the sloppy play continues.
Here go the man. Here's the man. Oh, wow, he missed a shot. Can't believe it.
Ray Turner now missing his last 4 shots after starting 4 of 4. He's now 4 of 8. Hot start of the first half. Here's Ponder, 3-point shot. And now.
I said, Marsh, I don't think Miami's going to get to 25 points, right? At the halftime.
I don't think that was that bold of a proclamation, considering they're at 17. But you did say
I'm
that.
saying, I'm saying, but you need to be able to have a certain marker going into the half to even have the confidence to come out in the second half. You can't get 25 points in the halftime. You might well stay in the half. You might well stay in the booth for the second half.
Quincy Henderson makes that bucket, pushes it back to 15 points. Dominic Bianco swatted away.
Wow. He might not get 20 points in the first half.
Trey Turner finds me in the corner. A contested shot won't fall. Rebound heads the other way. 30 seconds chance for 2 for 1. Should Miami want it, they'll get a shot at it.
Wow.
A triple for Wallace won't fall, and now Southeast a chance to take an even more commanding, potentially even almost double up Miami.
And shout out to Southeast. One of the things they've done to take away Miami's strength is they play really good transitional defense, which does not allow Miami to get a lot of transition buckets, which is what they normally do. They got plenty of transition buckets against New York and other teams. In this particular game, hasn't been so.
Dominic Bianco tried to find an opening. Trey Turner wouldn't allow it.
He was harassed. Yeah, he was harassed the whole time.
34-19, Southeast select a dominant defensive first half.
Yes.
They would take a 15-point.
Congratulations, Southeast, making it to the championship.
And welcome back to Houston. A rather dominant first half for Southeast, 34-19, thanks to suffocating defense that led to 6 steals and a 1-for-9 start from Dominic Bianco. Nick, what's going on here on both sides of the ball that's contributed to such a lopsided first half?
Well, Miami didn't come to play and Southeast did. I mean, Miami's doing everything wrong. They're shooting 27%. They start the game off with 5 turnovers. They had more at one point. They had more turnovers in shooting than shot attempts. Their main starters is shooting 1 for 9 and 0 for 5 respectively. They have more turnovers and points. I can't think of anything they've done right actually.
Well, I'd add to that, you just saw the last possession, that the 9th miss for Jeremiah Minor was a possession that the shot came with under 5 seconds in the shot clock, and Von Rushing erases that one. That pushes Minor to 1 for 11. No one besides Minor touched the ball on actually the last 2 possessions, if you want to disregard the Dominic Bianco pass to Minor to begin that last one.
Yeah, so again, I'm trying to think of something Miami has done right in the first half. If I'm the coach, I'm trying to think of how can I motivate them? What can I speak positively on? I can't say nothing positive.
Well, you forced Lee Armstead to miss a 3, so that's nice. Although
yeah, like you.
Turnover. Trey Turner to Henderson. The block on the other end. Bovon rushing the offensive board won't fall. Gabe Harper on the rebound, his 7th.
Shout out to Gabe Harper, baby. I didn't even know who you were until this game. You're the only person doing something for Miami. You and Lamont.
But Jeremiah Minor gets a triple, they're going to call it. It's a 12-point game. And again, I'm not saying this game is close, but it does feel as if this should be a much bigger lead than just 12 points, considering how well Southeast has played for the most part and how poorly Miami played for almost all of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really, because going into this game, Miami Southeast, their strength is not offense. They're sort of an offensively challenged team. If Trey Turner is not going for them, they have trouble scoring the basketball. We knew their strength was the defensive side of the ball, so it doesn't surprise me that they're not shooting lights out. They never do. They cause turnovers. They play good defense. They play scrappy. And if Trey Turner is hot, then the stat sheets look good. If he's not, then it's going to be an ugly game. But they prefer it that way.
Well, Jeremiah Minor, I apologize, his 10th miss. But again, you spot on. This has been no easy looks for Miami, and they've relied on their quick guards, Bianco and Minor, to get open looks. They've been unable to find any space in this game.
They have not been able to find any space, and I think I might have undersold the athleticism of one Trey Turner. I didn't think that he could stay in front of those two guards. I thought they was going to kind of do their thing. I thought it was an even matchup, but so far I've been proven wrong. They didn't come out here to play, and Trey Turner is having his way with them. He is having his way with them. Huh?
Because he's white?
No. I love Jason Seymour. He was fantastic.
I kid. Yes, he's been one of the better three.
I'm a Tyler Hero fan.
Well, Tyler Hero, that doesn't help your argument.
Well, I'm trying to name white players that play basketball. I love Woody Harrison. I love Woody Harrison and white men can't jump.
Also, not helping the argument.
Okay.
After Larry Bird and Luke, I'm not sure how many white dudes help the argument there.
But they're athletic though. But they're actually not athletic. They're really good, but they're not athletic. Larry Bird nor Doncic.
I'll give you Larry Bird. Doncic's athletic in a physical way. He's certainly not going to be beating you with quickness. So I'm not saying you're wrong on either front, though. Here we get another steal. This one leads to a Twyman foul on Lee Armstead, I apologize. And a chance to push to 16.
And that was another turnover by Miami. Again, I don't know what's going on here.
They certainly have not taken care of the ball. 2 more turnovers here after having 6 steals from Southeast in the first half.
I believe they have more turnovers this game than they have shots made. So more turnovers in this quarter than shots made.
Well, they came in with 19. They've made a single 3, so you are absolutely correct. That is their second turnover. My memory serves me correctly on the number of turnovers. It could be even more as the first one from Armstead falls. But it has been used. There's 2 things. We've seen poor ball security with all those turnovers, but also poor ball movement. Just, I think now 5 assists for Miami. They had 4 in the first half. They had more steals for Southeast than assists for Miami. It's been stagnation on the offensive side of the ball. And as much as you want to say that's on Miami's fault, I think a lot of that comes down to Southeast just being, as you mentioned, suffocating on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. So, Marsh, my question to you is, what time is the game Tuesday between Southeast and PNW?
On Friday would be.
On Friday, there you go.
Game, and that game will be at 8 p.m.
All right. So, guys, make sure you guys tune in Friday. We got Southeast, a suffocating defense, going up against the 1-2 combination, the 2-piece spicy combo with fries and a biscuit, better known as DJ and CJ. Have it your way. It's going to be an awesome game, guys. Don't miss out.
Before we lose all our viewers, I will say that there's still a quarter and a half left in this game and plenty of time for a dramatic Miami comeback, though another miss doesn't help the cause. An offensive rebound from Harper to Twyman won't fall, and the lead remains 17.
Yep.
Southeast looking to add to what has been an incredible run for them. Winners of 11 of 12. They took the South Region tournament, and if this game had any indications back from the Southern Regional tournament, it would have been that of as a shot clock violation on Miami. it would have been a Miami blowout loss to Southeast in the opening game of group play, as Southeast would eventually go on to claim the South Region Championship, part of what's been just a really impressive run from a team that at 13-7, not necessarily have screamed championship contender, yet here they are a quarter and a half away from getting their way into a championship game.
They're less than a quarter and a half away. I mean, maybe by time perspective, yes, you're right, Marsh.
Correct. That's all. I'm just giving the time. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I'm implying here. If you want to look at, I mean, you can. I'll ask you: can the case be made that Southeast path has been challenging or unchallenging, as they faced 20th ranked Dallas? That was the lowest possible rank they could have had, as Dallas had upset 13th ranked St. Louis. They beat 12th ranked West Coast Select, who beat a struggling Philadelphia, but then upset Detroit. If you look across the aisle, the only other team that had lower seeding matchups was New York when they played 24th ranked Seattle, the lowest possible matchup, and then Miami, who was 16. Of course, they lost to Miami. No other team to make it to the Fatal Four had such a advantageous path as Southeast has. Or I guess, could you make the case for that?
I see your point, and I think if this was NCAA basketball, I would agree with you wholeheartedly. But this SimWorld tournament, this national tournament this year, oh my gosh, you've been watching Jordan highlights. This SimWorld tournament has been one like any other I've seen before. I've never seen a 24 ranked beat a number one. At least that doesn't happen often. I've never seen so many low seeds make it to the second and third round. I think everyone was really competitive, and I'm not going to take anything away from the Southeast Select, how their path to get here, because, hey, you can only play who you have.
No reason to have seen a 24th ranked team, as the NCAA, of course, doesn't have that many rankings. But the point remains true. You look at Houston, was 19th ranked. They beat a third ranked Washington team before falling to Pacific Northwest. Midwest Select was 11, and they almost pulled the upset over, or excuse me, not almost. Los Angeles is the 18th seed, not Midwest Select. They upset Toronto. That would have been an 18-15 matchup. And then, of course, as you mentioned, Seattle, and we talked about Dallas. So quite a few of those lower seeds pulling upsets, especially dramatically. I don't think anyone would have expected Seattle to make it. I think Dallas was a frisky upset there. They'd had a good season and have some good players. And certainly Houston, despite having two really good players, never really played up to the potential that they appeared to at least show for 2.5 games here in the national tournament.
Yeah, Marsh, and we know for sure you didn't have Seattle make it. Matter of fact, I put the reason that Seattle won the first game squarely on your shoulders, Marsh. You literally had them crossed out as if they did not. You gave the team a bye.
I mean, look,
you literally gave them a bye.
I'm going to stand by that move, because the way Seattle played all season, there was no indication that was a game. I mean, Gulf Coast selects D. Woodley, who's the 3rd or 4th ranked player in the class of 2022. Seattle had looked like, despite having Jarvis Woodson and Noah Jackson, they didn't play like they had two good players. And then out of nowhere, both of them played like they could have been playing all season. I stand by that move. I was proven wrong, but I will not apologize for that. I tip my cap, but I will not back down.
Hey, one funny thing came out there. Oh, Diva Woodley was pouting after the game. Oh, I never seen no young man pout so much as he's pouting after that loss. He's going on to better things now. Moving on. He's a senior now, so he's going to move on. Good luck to him and the rest of his squad on next season. I'm glad we're talking about other things, because this game is nothing to talk about right now.
Speaking of Deep Woodley, and I think this game has seen Trey Turner potentially take the mantle. I don't think potentially. I think he should take the mantle of the number 1 ranked recruit in the junior class, as he outplayed Lace Darius Outlaw in the last round. Go on both sides. Most positive change in perception from a player in the national tournament would be who?
I have to give it to Trey Turner. Again, I had him as a pretty decent guy, pretty decent scorer. He was kind of flying under the radar. He was cool, but I have him to elevate his game the way he is now. He is the heart and soul of this team. You wouldn't have said that about Southeast Select, not confidently as I'm saying it now, I don't know, a month ago. So for me, Trey Turner is the guy who's risen to the occasion and has pretty much banked on stardom throughout this tournament.
All right, and then on the other token, most negative impact to perception would be who?
Most negative. Ooh.
We'll jump in for you, and I would say
Go ahead.
would be mine. Because, for like we talked about, you are top 4 ranked recruit throughout the season. Gulf Coast Select is a 9 seed. It's still a very good seed. I mean, that's the best seed that doesn't get an advancement or a bye in the first round, and
Correct.
should have been beating Seattle, and they managed to lose that game. He just simply didn't play well, or at least as well as you would have expected a guy of his caliber to play.
Well, you know, I would go with Jai Edge.
Okay.
I think the last game, New York needed their primetime players to step up, and Jai Edge was nowhere to be found. He was a negative player on the court the entire game. As a matter of fact, I was pulling for Bellardi to get my other guy, Ayo, some more playing time because he was playing way better than Jai Edge. For me, the negative Jai Edge is based. He pulled a Bryson Summers in the tournament.
Jeremiah Minor buries a 3. That falls in yet another Turner triple.
Jeremiah Minor's here tonight?
He's shown up, but at the end of the third quarter, the lead is ballooned back up. It's 48-29. 8 minutes of, I guess, a formality as Southeast Select looks to be on the verge of punching their ticket to the national championship game on Friday. Be back for the final 8
Southeast.
Welcome back to the final 8 minutes of the second of
Massacre.
The massacre certainly could be a adequate description. Southeast has demolished Miami here in the semifinal, and they almost just forced an 8-second turnover from Jeremiah Minor. Jeremiah Minor misses that one. He goes to now 1-11 as him and Dominic Bianco, a combined 3 for 21 now from the floor.
Yes, they've made exactly 3 more shots than you and I have made all night.
Barely. Then they have 6 turnovers combined as well.
Yeah, and you know, I was curious why the last 14 was called the Fatal 4, and it didn't quite make sense to me until this game, because Southeast has put a fatality on Miami, and it's definitely a fatal. It's definitely been a fatal loss for them for sure.
Has indeed. It has not been the type of performance, and it's been that way from the jump. They win the tip-off, and then immediately a turnover and 2 points. It was 10-0 before Miami knew what happened, and 18-2. And it has not gotten any better as Gabe Harper hits a little runner to make it 50-31, but it'll spell the end of the latest of our Cinderella runs. Miami, the lowest seed to make it, pulling arguably the largest upset with a defeat of New York in the quarterfinals. But it has not been the type of performance that they've been able to carry over. And as you mentioned at the beginning of the game, no team should be more upset by this than New York, who managed to allow them into the game, and plenty of reasons and fingers to be pointed. And another steal headed the other way. This time it's Yarmstead up and can't get it to go, but the foul called on Dominic Bianco. But a game in which these two teams, Southeast and New York, are very different. Southeast relies on defense and shooting.
Right.
Isn't quite the case for New York. You can make the case now, after having seen these two approaches, that the pound the paint, got ball handling guards, is a better matchup for Miami, and certainly the proof is a 19-point deficit here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let's be frank, Miami guards didn't see the type of defensive pressure they saw tonight against Southeast. And, you know, like a famous boxer once says, everybody got a game plan until you get hit in the mouth.
And they got hit from the mouth 5 seconds in, probably 2 seconds into this game.
Yeah.
And
they got spun. They couldn't recover. They did not recover. They never recovered. They never recovered. They've been looking for their mouthpiece on the mat all game long.
Miami will bring back 3 juniors. Dominic Bianco, of course, their starting point guard, and Rizzo Davis Wrightsil, their starting power forward, along with guard Kenny Twyman. So it won't be getting any bigger, as 5'11" Jeremiah Minor will be leaving the guard spot, you would assume. Kenny Twyman, barring any additional additions to the Miami squad, will be slotted in there as another turnover, leading the other way. Ceiling for Miami, do you think it gets higher than the Fatal 4 for them?
No. I think Miami was on a Cinderella story this season. In this tournament, they got hot at the right time. They had the perfect matchups. Everything fell their way. I don't think they have necessarily the talent that I can see right now on paper coming back to warrant me putting them in my Final Four going into next season. No. This is going to be a one-and-done situation for Miami.
Then on the flip side, and there'll be plenty of time to talk more about Southeast in the present, but if you look at their future, of course, they bring back 4 juniors rather.
Yeah.
None bigger than Trey Turner, but also Darian Banks, their starting small forward. Terrell Pearson, who comes off the bench and slots in as potentially the guard to start next to Turner next season. And Shake Travis. The least used of that quartet of juniors. Do you see Southeast being able to replicate this season's success next year? Now, not necessarily all the way to the national championship game, but a trip to the Final Four.
Yes, I think Southeast can be better next year than they were this year. I think they have so many juniors returning, and having this type of run in deep in the tournament, having this experience is going to work wonders for those as they come back as seniors to next season. So I look forward to Southeast being one of the top teams next season as well.
Certainly, as we expect Trey Turner to take over the top spot of the 2023 rankings, as there's plenty of other juniors that have a claim for that spot, though I don't think any of them will be worthy of it. You look at Lace Darius Outlaw, who played the finality of the season on a grade 2 wrist sprain, suffered against New York earlier in the year. You look at Caden Shipp, who had some struggles. Of course, Lorenzo Phenom. There's certainly any number of names you can toss out there that are worthy of some type of inclusion, but Trey Turner's play, especially as of late, I mean, he's shooting 62% from deep as the bucket for Gabe Harper. It has been an incredible season from Turner that I don't think few, if any, expected out of him at the beginning of this year.
Agreed. I think Trey Turner's clearly your number one guy. I think out of those other names that you mentioned, I don't think all of those are going to run out the top 5. I'm looking at a guy like Norvell Dijon Jones. I think he's going to make a case of being a top 5 guy next season. I can see him getting better. I can see some of those guys maybe like staying the same or kind of falling back to earth. So it's going to be interesting to see. And there's always people out of nowhere. Like DJ Charles was ranked 41st in the season. Now he's you know, I thought he was number one point guard in all of SimWorld then, but now the rest of the world knows now what I've known since the beginning of the year.
Right, somehow you saw that one coming. But you're not wrong. The junior
I know. I can't remember what time I was, Marsh.
Yeah, I figured you might say that. But as you mentioned, there are a handful of really talented juniors, but that ranking only goes 25 deep. A guy like Kenneth Gaffney out of Flagstaff, Arizona, averaged 13.3 points for Mountain West. Nini Gibson, talented wing, averaged almost 15 points for Dallas. He's at 11. And Montel Cage, the West Coast select. I think West Coast has a really intriguing junior backcourt with Montel Cage and Darius Outlaw. Currently, Outlaw, the top-ranked recruit, might be offering one of the best backcourts to come back next season.
I agree. I do like that backcourt a lot. I'm not really big on Gaffney. He has short arms. It's something about guys with short arms that doesn't really... It's a game of basketball. Length is a big deal, and Gaffney has short arms. So I'm going to take Gaffney out of that for me personally. But I do like the backcourt for with Cage. Yeah, with Cage and company. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good backcourt next season.
One team to keep an eye on is Toronto, who has Tyson Simpson and Marcus Lafont, 6th and 7th ranked recruits respectively, but not for necessarily next season in terms of their production, but all of the drama that currently surrounds both of them. Simpson has reportedly been seeking a departure from Toronto. His eyes have veered towards somebody like New York, who will be, of course, losing a pair of bigs, and Stephen Johnson Odom and Chance Milton-Jones.
Yeah.
And Mark Lafont grew very publicly frustrated with his role late in their first-round upset loss at the hands of Los Angeles. So an interesting group to look at and look forward to, but more so for the off-the-court outcomes rather than their on-court production.
Yeah, I think Tyson Simpson going to New York is a great business decision on his behalf. Bilardi has shown that he knows how to get the most out of his big guys. If I'm Tyson's parents and we're gonna just talk about sending him somewhere, I would look at New England. You know, coach does really good. But there's been rumors of coach stepping down from the New England job, so I guess that's kind of up in the air too. But you know, there's a lot of options to choose from. I'm just saying, if he's going to make a choice, go with the history of the coaches who can coach the big man up.
Certainly no short list of opportunities, or at least suitors.
Maybe Mid-Atlantic. I mean, he did coach the best big man in the league. So, I mean, if you're going to be the best big man in the league, I mean, that's not a bad idea to follow.
Jeremiah Minor with the triple cuts it to a 20-point deficit. But yeah, no shortage of teams that would be interested in taking on Simpson, who was at times a very disruptive big for Toronto, averaged 13.3 points and 9.8 rebounds, along with 1.8 blocks. Those 1.8 blocks are the most among any junior ranked in the top 25, and only Austin Ajvan out of Los Angeles was the only other big to average at least 1 block. So he's very disruptive as a defender in the paint, protecting the paint, and a very talented rebounder as well.
And if you're Toronto, you got to try to find a way to keep this guy. I mean, talent like that doesn't grow on trees. You got to. I mean, you're in Canada. You got to get free health insurance. I mean, I don't know what more else you want. You know, the value of the. I don't know, but you got to find something to keep him there. Obviously, the free health insurance is not enough, so you got to find something else. Maybe some Drake tickets. Maybe we can get Drake to OVO to sponsor the jerseys next year or something. I don't know. But you need to find something to keep Simpson there, because you're not going to find a big man like that that's talented coming and start for you next season.
As we approach the final minute, mercifully.
Thank God.
This one. Miami's season as another triple falls. This one from Dominic Bianco comes to a crashing end as the clock has struck midnight on their Cinderella run. Much like the clock for every other Cinderella run we've had here, it'll be Southeast, the 4th-ranked team, versus Pacific Northwest, the 6th-ranked team. It somehow feels like these were two teams that could have been here since the beginning. They survived the gauntlet, avoided the landmine of upsets that their fellow top-ranked teams experienced. They will be on thanks to a dominant defensive performance.
Marsh, 15 seconds left. Pick a winner for the championship game. Who you got?
I had Southeast since before the tournament. I am staying on that pick now.
Nice. Okay, there you go. I got to go with my nephew, DJ Childs, of course. I'm so proud of him. See you guys on Friday.
Happy man as Rick plays tonight. We will
Yes.
see you Friday indeed, 8 p.m. Southeast Pacific Northwest. An opportunity for the national championship at SimWorld High School Hoops. I am Marsh for my partner Rick and our producer Roniel. We appreciate you joining us. We will see you on Friday.
Woohoo!